Hi. So if you didn't catch that, it's Kendoll, as in I have a resemblance to the doll. And then Clitzone. Get in the zone. You're close. You're so close. You're almost there. At this point in my transition, it should be easy to find though. So yeah, gender, it's a game I play, right? But I like to think of it as like, I'm literally serving cunt, but with a side of little smoky sausages, you know? So, it's been a hard week, right? Everyone's talking about it, like, really hard for me. My cat died, you know? You're like, you're allowed to laugh, it's okay. You know, so the reality of that though was that it costs like $200 extra if you euthanize your cat. It's $200 more to cremate the cat. So I was like, we'll just take that and thank you to go. So I have this cat in a box, well, in a bag, then we transfer her to a box. Because they don't give you a box. But the thing for me is, so we brought this cat home and put her in the freezer until we were able to bury her. But the freezer had 2 other frozen cats in there. Because it's you know, kind of a lesbian relationship. Like, what is gender? Just getting back to my roots, you know. So there's 3 frozen cats in the freezer because, you know, time management. All of them died of natural causes, just to be clear. Like, they're old, but burying them is hard, you know. So I was thinking, you know, like, what did you bring to a relationship? It's like a freezer full of dead cats. You know, so only one of them was mine. Yeah. I'm not the one who's my partner's sitting there like, theirs is 2 years old. Mine is only from earlier this year. But I was like, you know, I'm really sad, but also I'm a stand-up comedian and I can't stop thinking about the fact that, like, if we get murdered, which seems, you know, more likely every day, but if we get murdered, this is gonna look really weird. I know frozen cats in the freezer is a little bit high for this household. You know, and so I was like, we need to, before winter really hits, we need to do something about this and bury them, right? So finally we did. We were like, okay, we left the house on the way to a friend's to bury them, and then we were like, oh shit, we forgot them. We had to turn around, go back to the house, put the frozen cat boxes. You know, we were running out of freezer space. So yeah, you know, it's like mine, yours, and ours situation of the cats, right? Because like one was theirs, one was mine, and then one was them who shared. But I brought them to Orem to bury them, as you do, you know, pick a good place to bury them. No, so I'm morbid, and okay, I had to look at them. Because, you know, they're in a box, maybe for 2 years. You're all very upset by this, but like, they look exactly the same because freezers are very good at preserving them. Exactly the same, they're so soft. This is where Crazy Cat Lady goes once you transition, by the way. So we buried them, and then, you know, while they were there, I was like, this is kind of beautiful. I'm going to take a picture. You're like, this isn't funny anymore. I'm Alexandra really loves cats and was really upset about my set yesterday. Listen, I really love cats, but I love them maybe too much. So I have a picture that nobody wants to see. Of them. Yeah, they're a little bit box-shaped, but more or less original. They're now, you know, going back to earth and nature. 3 is my favorite number. But, so let's talk about gender. So I, you know, started out as a lesbian at some point in time. Well, I started as bi, and then I was gay, and then I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I like wearing drag all the time, and then here we are. The way I like to think of it, so I have only kind of looked like a dude for about 5 years, so I'm like a whole new man. And I like to think of this as like my favorite car to drive. Like, I have 2 Subarus because I'm still kind of a lesbian, but like, the Meat Man mech that I get to drive is the best car, right? Like, really love driving it, but there's still kind of a girl driving, so I'm still sort of like, whoa, what? This person is being so nice to me? What is this? Like, why is this straight guy flirting with me? And it's like, oh, that's just what respect feels like. Yeah, I mean, it is sort of. It's like, wow, you're being nice to me for no reason? Oh, you don't want anything from me. Okay. Yeah, so the meat man, I like to take him to places, and I've gotten to learn a lot of things on Grindr and, you know, just out in the world. Sometimes some guy's being a jerk about your dog being off leash. Dog I don't have anymore, not in a freezer, I promise. just broke up with somebody and they took the dog. But some guy was being a jerk about it, and he was like, there's laws about dogs being on leashes, and I was like, or you can chill the fuck out about it in my man voice. And he went, I was like, since when does that work? Cool, let's see how far I can go, right? You know, the other day, I love cats, you know, but I have a tattoo of 2 of my cats that I've had for 20 years. One of them's still going, but one of them, this would be easier to show you, but it's basically like rainbow watercolor colors and flowers and stuff. And one of them is like bigger than life on my shoulder. And somebody once came up to me and was like, oh my God, that's so cute. And then immediately was like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't mean to call your tattoo cute. Because I'm a man or something. Or something, you know. And I was like, yeah, well this cat's name was like Q-tip and I called her Cutie. So it's like a cutie mark, which is what like My Little Ponies have. It's like a rainbow cat tattoo. You can call it cute. It's alright. You know, she's like, oh, you know, they're just trying to protect my masculinity. I was just like, I've really like achieved gender euphoria. I've achieved something here. I feel accomplished. Like, you know, people are trying to protect my masculinity. I'm like, girl. So that's, you know. I feel accomplished, you know, I used to be like, oh my God, I feel like a man in a dress, and now I'm like, I'm a man in a dress. So, the things that I've learned, we'll talk about, you know, my favorite number again. Right before I transitioned, I was like, I'm non-binary, but I'm not gonna deal with it yet. Gender, I don't know. So I was like, dating this Turkish math PhD grad student, so like, he was hot, but like, and you know, he's smart, but like not in an interesting way. You know, like someone you could like not talk to for a whole meal, but like he smelled good. I don't know. So I asked. So who here has gotten like an unsolicited dick pic? Yeah. Anyone who didn't raise their hand, they asked for it, right? You're like, yeah, I want that. Well, I did. I asked him for one. I asked him for several, to be honest. But I asked him. It was like he had never heard of the concept, though. So he sent me the best ones I've ever received in my life, and I want to share. I will describe them. I will not show you. Although once I did spend a whole brunch sending it around the table. But so the best one I'll save for last. So we'll start. No, I'll do it first because it's just so good. So the first dick pic he sent me was. All right, I couldn't tell if it was hard or soft, so that's starters. It was from above, zoomed in really close to the head, and blurry. And it was just a blurry shot of the very close up of the head. And I was like, that's the best thing I've ever gotten. It's like James and the Giant Peach. Like, I actually, at that brunch, we did do a bunch of photo editing to make it look like a James and the Giant Peach. But like, what was going through his mind, right? Like, he's like, oh, this person I'm sleeping with, they're gonna really like this. This is what they like to look at, right? Close-up blurry shot of like the opening top. Everyone wants to see that, right? That's what you're looking for. You don't want to see size, you don't want to see someone turned on, you want to see the head, right? So I was like, fucking adorable. I'm so charmed. This is the best thing I've ever seen. I have to tell everyone. So later I asked for another one. I wanted to see what he would come up with. And so the next shot was, again, I could not tell if it was hard or soft. And he had a pretty nice dick, to be honest. So this was very weird that I never have any recording of like how good it actually looks. It was also the head, but like just a little bit of the shot. So like, okay. From the side, and just very zoomed in and close up, and just, I was like, okay, so like, it is a picture of your dick as requested. There's no dirty fingernails, there's not a toilet in the background. I appreciate it. Thank you. You know. But then the final, the best one. I mean, it's not the best one. The first one's the best one. But they had the best caption. So the third and last one, which I'll leave you with, was him in the bath, half in the bathwater, very unflattering angle, totally soft. It was like floating there in the water, and his thighs there, and the caption was, he's sleepy. So that's what I have to say about the politician this week. Thank you so much.